those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ring, jingling. Ah, just a wonderful winter day on the North Atlantic. Last night had continuous snow showers. I could see the snow, horizontal snow going past my stern line. And going about 25 knots. Air temperature is, I think, around 40 Fahrenheit. So what's that? That's about 5 Celsius, 4 or 5 Celsius. Just a lovely day for sailing. So anyway, we got to keep this crate moving here. Because we got, right now we got about 105 miles, so we did pretty good. Since yesterday we did about 113, 114 miles. So that was a good run. But we're racing. We got this really strong cold front going through. Want to try to get into Pocosin before that happens. It's Wednesday morning, the 4th of December. It's about 4 in the morning right now. And so we've just got these kind of northwest winds right now, about 10 knots. And we're right about there. So we got about 20 miles to the Bay Bridge Tunnel. And I'll show you why. Well, what's going to happen here is these winds are going to go light and then start coming southwest mid-morning. And yeah, by 11 or so we should have southwest winds. And that should blow us up the bay. I plan to go into Pocosin. And you can see why I've been really pushing this crate hard. And you'll see why in a minute. Because as we get to this afternoon, this is about 6 p.m. You can see right off around here, we're looking at 20 to 30 knots of wind already. And then by tonight, southwest, that's 29 knots, so that's a southwest gale. It's going to be 29, probably gusting upper 30s. And then you can see the entire east coast offshore here. You're looking at, that's 34 knots, so that's probably 35 to 45 knots. That's a force 8 to force 9 gale. And then it's going to shift west, and look at it, 35 knots, 35. This is all 35 to 45, 37 knots. You got to be on your game. And also, I mean, just imagine if something broke and then you got stuck offshore and then you have a major storm system coming through. That could be big problems. Hi everybody. It is Wednesday, the 4th of December, 2024. And we're approximately 15 miles east of the Bay Bridge Tunnel. And becalmed, the northwester, which we've had for a little over 2 days now. And basically 20 to 30 knots. And I've been driving her hard because we got a major cold front coming. You wouldn't know it now. It's clear blue sky. It's beautiful, but trust the weather maps. They're showing offshore a force 9 gale working in tonight out of the southwest. So we should start picking up a southwesterly breeze, which is a fair wind. To go up to Pocosin, through the Bay Bridge Tunnel and up to Pocosin. We'll be close haul getting to the Bay Bridge Tunnel, but then toward Pocosin, it's a southwest, gives us a beam reach. So that's good. And it's about 15 miles to the tunnel, and then about 20 miles. So we got about 35 miles, maybe 40, all the way into Pocosin. So let's hope this southwester works in sooner than later. It's supposed to begin working in, it's about 7:30 in the morning now. It's supposed to start working in from the southwest around 9. Well, indeed. Just made a cheeseburger for myself, and here comes the wind. Yeah, it's still kind of west-southwest, but we're getting some breeze. Yeah, it looks like more. I see a darker patch. Alright, mark the log. It is Wednesday, the 4th of December, 2024, and we are entering into the Bay Bridge Tunnel at about 1100 hours, and we've got about 2.5, maybe 3 knots of fair current. Wow, that tide is ripping. Look at that. Woo-wee. Well, I'm not going to come on the course for Pocosin quite yet. I figure I'll stay off to the side of the channel until this guy gets by me. Boy, he's big and he's moving. Well, I may be under sail, but the tonnage rules apply here. Oh, this guy's just hauling ass. Well, a couple of big cats out here. I mean, nowadays it's a major event when I see another yacht. Because up in Canada, there's nobody up there. And now, really late season, there's almost nobody on the water up in New England. But there's still some people. I see a third one down there. So it's a herd of cats. So of course we got to end this passage with a beat to windward. And gonna go straight up that way. It's about a mile dead upwind. So as wind's continuing to build, it's up to about 18 knots now. Just get up to the screen up here and tack. And hopefully that's yeah, we'll lay that next red. We'll see. So we just got to clear this red up here, and then we can begin to bear away into Chesapeake Creek. So we're almost done with this. Got to tack all the way in here. Oh, we've arrived in Pocosin. It's about 4 p.m. And so that's another one down. And at least we're not going to be in a force 9 gale tonight. I'm happy for that. Unfortunately, that turned out to be an overly optimistic assessment. The front passed the following day, coming through with a rapid wind shift that pulled my anchor out, and I ended up dragging about 20 meters, with winds gusting around 45 knots. Gonna film your approach, but I was experiencing technical difficulties.
Right.
My
how beautiful it is. The shine on your boat is still so spectacular, even with all the salt of that.
yeah, she's still. I need some rain to come because she's still totally.
Yeah.
She's covered with salt. Well, that's nice and quiet. That's a Yamaha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, nothing but the best.
Yeah. It's just luck. It was the only one we could get during COVID.
So Steve and Karen on Angelfish have just arrived, and I'm obliging their dinner invitation, which includes the water taxi ride each way.
Hey.
Good evening.
How are you?
Good. You're on camera.
Okay. We were thinking about you last night.
Yeah.
It was so freezing.
Yeah, but at least the wind has gone down.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's in here. I can't remember exactly where.
So anyway, the trickiest part of this whole trip is getting from here across the Gulf Stream.
Right, which is in this area, kind of map vein right there.
And so the main thing you want to avoid.
Yeah.
So what you really want to avoid is any possibility of getting strong winds blowing against the Gulf Stream. So basically getting a strong northeast.
Okay.
And then the other thing is once you generally get south of about 30 or 28, usually your weather is getting kinder and gentler.
Oh, really?
Because most of the, if you watch, most of the fronts in the
That's
storm
true.
system,
They do.
the fronts will come down, and then if there's lows, they'll spin off usually around Hatteras.
Right. That's true.
But they'll track off to the northeast.
That's right. I've noticed that. Okay.
Right. Right. So generally, your life starts getting better once you get down to about 30,
So I'm sorry, but I'm just going to keep asking questions because
about 70.
Okay. So here's my question. For you, it's better to go this way across the Gulf and then head south on the trades. I'm going to call them the trades. I don't know what they
Yeah.
to the Bahamas and then go to Florida that
generally
way.
trade winds are south of 25 foot.
So let's say I was coming out of Beaufort, wouldn't that be equally as advantageous?
You could do it from Beaufort. Yep. In
and
fact,
that's better than going this way.
well,
the coast?
Beaufort is even closer to the Gulf Stream.
Yeah, but you're
So the advantage of going offshore is one, when you get a weather window, generally within 2 days you're out of the cold.
right.
So
I like
now
that.
it's temperatures are 50s, 60s, and so it's much warmer. You're not dealing with the cold. The other thing is, you're fighting because the Gulf Stream kind of runs right up,
Yeah.
between the Bahamas and Florida.
Yeah,
So once you get outside of it, you're not fighting current anymore.
that's a really good point. And then you cut. So then you sail south with the trades go this way or whatever you call it, the eastern.
Yeah, generally it's east. Yeah, generally you'll have easterly winds once you
Right.
get down.
We have so many. That top drawer is full of camera gear. Just like because we thought we would do it. Like we have 3 little square ones, 3 of the bigger ones. They're all.
I think we
old
did
now.
it the first couple of trips and then found that it took us too much out of the experience, and then we didn't do anything necessarily with the footage, and so it seemed like a waste of time
Yeah.
to do it. But we've been recently watching this chef who does these beautiful, very close-up videos of cooking, and it's with ASMR. There's a lot
Right.
of sound, and they're very inspiring because they look like beautiful paintings or art pieces. And so I thought, well, maybe our scope is too wide. Instead of doing like a
Day in the life.
yeah,
We
it
should
should
do
just be sort of like, this is the beauty of sailing, or the beauty of this
like
life
shot
in
by
Hawaii.
shot as a series of montage of shots without necessarily writing
Right.
too much over it or talking.
Yeah,
over
I mean that's one thing.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of enjoying, what's the one that we like, Sail Life?
Naz.
Yeah, they're just an adorable couple that are fixing.
Right.
They're in Port
I'll send you the
Canaveral,
link.
but he's doing a lot of stuff, he makes it seem like it's not a big deal. He just has this hurricane damaged boat and he's just going to fix it. And so for me, it takes the fear out of repairing a boat.
The very top of the mast has a split.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's from
Oh, wow.
the lightning strike.
Wow.
So I epoxied some of it when I was in Hadley Harbor, but I have to wait for warmer weather to. And the other thing is getting all the way up there is tough because it's just the bit above where the through to the topsail halyard.
Right. Wow.
The only thing it's supporting is the topsail halyard, so at least it's not supporting anything.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, because I wanted to make sure that when the winds died, which they did, that I was still maintaining
Oh, jeez.
momentum. I know.
You got plenty of wind today.
I know, but it was, and so the engine didn't do very much, but it kept when the winds went to 10 or 13. I'm just saying, what I'm finding is I'm not sailing because I can get there whenever I arrive.
Right.
I'm sailing because I have to get there before something else happens, and I don't like that. I wish it.
Well, that's why the summer was a good.
The summer was good because we
sailing.
didn't do any of that.
We just sailed, and if we went down to 2 knots, we said
Just go
it's
slow.
a beautiful day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more of that, please. Yes.
Consider supporting this channel by becoming a patron. As a patron, you will be able to view my videos free of ads. You will also be able to leave comments, ask questions, and message me directly. You can become a patron for as little as $5 a month.